Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Perfect People Podcast. This is OG.
This is Auri, aka Auri.
This is Dee Dee.
This is Quan.
And this is Fraronda. Hey, y'all.
Hey out there.
Oh, well, y'all was kind of sort of about to harmonize, but then it kind of...
Lambda, no.
Oh.
That ain't my note.
What are you trying to do?
Oh,
No.
you got a little rasp.
It's okay.
That's my Anita Baker.
Oh,
No.
First off,
That's your
Anita
dish.
Baker.
Okay.
that's
Tony.
the wrong person.
Tony?
Tony Baker?
Braxton.
Oh, I'm about to say I don't know Tony Baker. I do know Tony Baker. He's a funny guy.
He is.
They be doing a habit
Quan,
ass
you
thing.
do not know to my ears.
You do. He know. First of all, we be on Instagram, so we know
thing
Tony
is,
Baker.
Just because Linda don't know something, she don't feel like nobody
Nobody
else
else
should
should
know.
I like Tony Baker, but I do like Kev on stage better than Tony Baker.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't watch. Well, I watch Kev on stage. I don't know who Tony Baker is.
Is it Kev on stage or
Yes.
Kev? Okay.
It's
Yes,
Kim
Kev
on stage.
But yes, how are y'all doing though? For real.
Sucking your teeth off.
She's so bothered today.
For real.
Because she don't know who we
Linda's
talking
bothered,
about.
obviously.
Okay. Very.
Well, listen, I am feeling good. You know, this has been a whirlwind of a year already.
Right.
So many things have happened, both personally within my family as well as just in the world in general. But nevertheless,
Wait.
never. Oh my gosh, are you
Yes,
done?
sing that Josiah Williams and Legacy.
Oh,
You know
are you
what?
promoting right
Right. Well, in that case,
We're here.
make sure you come get your braids with
Producer, can
London's
you
Creations.
please, exit out.
No.
Not exit out.
Since we doing promos and
I
stuff,
mean, we here.
All right, so we did 2 plugs.
Right.
I think I need to redo because Landa overtalked mine.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
over talk it.
All right. So it's Ariel, aka Ari, here. If you need the braids, if you need the crochet, if you need the locks,
Anything
Make-
natural.
anything, just make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
What your thing is?
My thing.
Your,
Oh, I had to look that up.
oh,
You know what?
But my phone
Creation.
number is 864-770-5500.
And just so y'all know, that was for London's
London's
Creation.
right. Don't
Okay,
be calling
don't be
Baby,
calling
I ain't giving out my real cell phone.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's not about the Perfect People podcast. So,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
no, don't come.
Make sure you call it for your hair care
Don't
needs.
call for us. Okay.
But yeah, so how is everybody else doing? I was saying before I got cut off and people start putting in plugs, that nevertheless, I am still well blessed and highly favored in
Thank
the
you, Lord.
Lord.
And we thank you.
And time is moving on forward.
It's filled with swift transition.
Say what?
Swift transition.
Swift transition.
Thank you.
Isn't it though?
Oh, I didn't hear what
My
you said.
goodness.
Sorry. I
But you had to have so much attitude
Dee
to
Dee, you
ask
so
him
quiet
to
over there. What's going on?
Quan.
If you don't stop cutting
If
people
you
off,
don't learn podcast etiquette,
oh my goodness, that boy come back and just don't know how to act. Just cutting
how
folk
you
off.
doing?
You know,
I
man.
mean, but we want to know how Dee Dee doing, but dog.
Ferrari was in mid-sentence.
several times.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Give me. Can you cut his mic for a second? He need a break.
Technician over here.
I had to do things that should have been gone for 2 months.
Right.
First time he got to take over Spirit whenever he left and came back.
Well,
Look how you
take
look,
that
look how you
back.
look,
Oh,
look.
he got an
You upset?
attitude. He got an attitude.
You mad?
Don't worry.
But you ain't gonna say nothing to them. But
Just-
It's
watch
gonna
you come
be just
in
her.
here.
No.
Just
Please
me.
don't say
Just-
nothing
I
about
won't say
Quan.
anything
I
else
can't take
today,
it. I
okay?
can't take
You,
it.
you're not saying nothing else?
Thanks. I'm silent the rest of the podcast.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's how
What?
we're used to it.
Right,
I mean,
that's
how
how
we
it
been.
is.
Quan,
Two
don't
months.
do that now.
You know what?
You know how we do.
That's how we been.
Not
Dudes.
doing
You know how we do.
If you stop trying to multitask, you might be able to concentrate on what your words
Right.
supposed to be saying.
Making me hungry over here.
Trying to order a piece. I can't read
I
it.
didn't even know there was that many types
I
pizzas.
know. That's why it's so confusing. They got a lot of
It's
pizza to
like
choose
pages
from.
and pages of pizzas.
That is
Oh my
crazy.
God, Landa, can you say how you doing so Dee Dee can say how she's doing so we can move
Oh,
forward?
I didn't say mine either, but go ahead.
Oh, and so Aria, well, if you did your plug, that was yours and Quan.
Aw, man.
That was y'all's airtime.
Dang. Hurry up,
I
Landa.
am
Speed up so I can go.
Wait a minute. I am. No, it's fine.
I said, girl, don't make us skip over you.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking.
You're so weird.
Right.
What am I doing?
You're being weird.
Because I have podcast etiquette.
Sounds like a grandma. Okay, Dee Dee.
And what you sound like?
Depends on the day.
Oh, I like that. Can we get that day one more time? I need that day.
I'm
one
gonna
more
let you
time.
have your day. I'm gonna let
Please let him have his little day.
Glad we said that. That day was so funny, y'all.
That's a story for another time.
Another day.
Okay.
Danisha. I mean, Dee Dee.
Dang.
My bad.
Got your government.
Okay, I don't know who this is.
It was somebody else that I was. Go ahead, girl.
And a friend.
Right.
So Anna now has friends. Okay.
Yeah, I got friends. Sure.
I got
I said Anna got friends.
No,
Sure.
you said
Lord.
Y'all need to get it
Never
together.
know
But
what to
I'm
say.
good. I
I
am.
said Anna.
No, you
said
did
I.
not.
It's okay.
Well,
We're
y'all
not,
could've
we
just-
not on that no more though. We talking about Dee Dee.
How you doing, Dee?
I'm good.
That's all you got. So I'm good. Well, that's good.
Y'all, I'm really hungry though.
Oh Lord,
Okay.
we go with her being hungry
Y'all
again.
talk
Lord, I
about
guess this one will
after.
be short.
We made a mistake and
What did we
a little
do?
taste test. 3 of us, and I want you to guess which 3.
I just say it wasn't Ariel and it wasn't Fraronda. So
And look, it said this the 3 that I always want to stop for a snack right here.
Right here, these the 3. We on our way to get something to eat, and they talk about can we stop to the store and get a snack on the way?
But it
3
always
fluffiest,
be, it always be me that like bring it up.
You initiate it all the time.
And I ain't gonna say no.
We like, well,
That's like somebody saying, "You want $1 million?
That's the same thing, Dee Dee.
Same
You want a
thing.
chicken wing?"
Technically,
even if you full, you can still have room for a little chicken wing. Ain't it?
no.
Quan, I know you know.
Okay.
uh-oh.
We used to get a whole Rogers plate and then go eat somewhere else.
Oh, is they putting your business on
Roger
First Street?
Yeah.
I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Good.
Because you ordering pizza.
Right.
Oh, I almost done.
Almost
I
done. What
almost
is wrong with you?
I'm focusing too much on the wrong thing.
Taking pictures of the
Because I got
of
to
the
make sure to
pizza.
order right now.
I am
But
so weak.
listen,
So
it's
this-
so funny
this
that
just
this
helps.
is how this is happening.
Okay.
Because would y'all say that we are functioning in dysfunction within this friend group?
Look, I got one, y'all. I got
very
one.
normal.
I got one.
Oh.
I ain't gonna say it. Dang. I'll slide it in later.
I'm saying
Oh, hold on, Ariel.
Oh, yeah,
you
you did
better
not-
she
stop.
made
Look
us
at
stop.
you.
Okay.
Because I was about to say something that I ain't doing it.
Okay.
Do it.
So
Do it for the vine. I ain't gonna do it. Do it for the vine. I ain't gonna do it. Hey.
I am so weak.
All of this. Are we gonna do it or no?
No, I'll wait.
Oh,
Okay, I'll
okay.
wait.
Well,
I text you.
Oh
oh,
gosh.
that must have been bad. I'm glad you had a instinct to
I'm
not.
changed.
I've been changed.
Okay.
But okay, so back to my original question before Ariel said all eyes on me and then reneged. Reneged on the all eyes on me.
I'm sorry.
So operating dysfunction within this friend group, is that what we do? Is it normal?
It unfortunately
It is.
Y'all think we dysfunctional for
we
real?
be
Girl,
all over the
bye.
place.
and for us it's functioning.
Yeah.
It's functional.
I'm so crazy.
What?
What?
You know where that came from? Anna, is that you?
Anna's not here.
What was that? Anyway, go ahead, Quan.
But, you know,
I'm so crazy.
What Quan about to say?
I don't know.
I'm scared.
y'all threw me off because unfortunately I was like, to others it may seem as dysfunctional. But for us, which I guess is the reason for our topic, why is dysfunction so common and comfortable? It works.
Yeah.
For
It's
us,
funny.
It just works.
it is.
Yeah.
Because
Like
you know,
if we were if we didn't behave the way we
so I stopped talking when you was
Etiquette. Oh, that's how that works.
You better
if we
give an
didn't-
example.
I'm so weak. If we didn't behave and interact the way we do,
We wouldn't work.
yeah, it wouldn't work. Like it would be.
So y'all think we went to therapy for our friendship?
we
this
might not
month?
be
all this to break up.
Y'all, imagine us actually doing something like right. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say right, but imagine us doing stuff play by play, like the way it's supposed to be. That is so.
It's
Could you
boring.
imagine me and Landa not laughing at something every 5 seconds, or you know, Quan with his rudeness? And, like it would be, we would have a very
I'm here
boring
for it.
friendship.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
And today we're going to sit here and we're going to talk. Like, no, that's
so
so
are
boring.
we saying that there are places where dysfunction works and we should operate in dysfunction?
No, I ain't
No, that sound. Don't say it like
Say
that.
that one more time. That was a lot of words for my
Don't
brain.
say it like you said. Say it different.
Don't say it like you said it. Say
I
it
don't
another
know how
way.
to say it because that's basically what we just said, that our
Our
dysfunction
dysfunction
works.
does work.
It works for
It
us,
worked
right?
for us.
Right here in this friendship.
That's why,
And that's why I
they
said,
call us
are
the
there-
perfect people.
I said, are there instances where dysfunction works and it's okay to operate in it?
Oh yeah, then yeah, I was a little confused with the question.
Is it okay to operate in it though?
It's okay for us. Like we just said
I think-
it, because
I
if
think
we
it's-
did
Said we would break
operate,
up if we got functional.
right? That's what I'm saying. So
I
how
think
you
it's okay to
questioning?
operate in it in certain.
We know how to act now. Don't act like we don't know how to act now.
It depends on how far your dysfunction, the levels of your dysfunction.
But I think we high level.
No, I don't think we high
I don't think
level
we're high
now.
level dysfunction.
First off, what is
What, we
high level
low level?
dysfunction? What is high level dysfunction? What does
meet.
that look like? What does that mean? And what is low level dysfunction?
Okay, let me give you an example of
Okay.
me and Quan's relationship. When we're by ourselves, we get along very well.
She says it's
So
awesome.
that's only
That's
one
not
sided
true.
though, right? Quan never says that.
Cause he don't know.
He never says y'all get along.
So now, so I don't know no better.
I was gonna say because when I'm with y'all, but that's not when y'all by yourself.
right.
But he don't want to admit it around y'all because then we'll be agreeing. Like that's something we don't usually do.
Oh, so that's where the dysfunction is.
Yeah,
Y'all-
so he can't be like, but if we probably be like, yeah, we do kind of. But then
No.
but he's never said
no,
that. He's never said that.
Landa,
Y'all talk about it in y'all alone time.
no, Landa. I don't know why she thinks that we get along better when it's just the two of us, because we don't.
We do.
Landa,
I mean, we
Landa
fuss.
still tried to boss me.
Landa, you just said-
But we fuss, but it don't be like jabs.
Well, what is it if you're fussing?
I be like, Quan, take me so, and he be like, no, I ain't doing it. And I be like, come on, Quan.
that's y'all
and I
normal
aggravate him,
relationship.
But he'll end up doing it. But see, he has to be bad around y'all.
He ain't
do
the
the
same
same
thing.
thing.
Sound like he doing the same thing,
Right.
going back and forth, and then not doing it.
So
or
Quan,
no,
I
he'll
believe
do
you
it.
now. I don't believe what she say when y'all
Right.
together now. I believe you.
Yeah, I don't think it changed
So-
that
It
much.
doesn't.
But our dysfunction works. I was asking what is high level versus low level dysfunction, because Landa, you said we're high level.
I just think we're high level.
But I don't
what
think
is
that we're
it?
high
You
level.
can't just
I
say that
don't
and don't have nothing to back it up.
Right.
I don't have nothing to
Right.
compare it to.
So like,
think that's
you
it.
wanna know
You
what I
are
think
the high level
Okay,
dysfunction.
you want to know what I think is high level dysfunction?
What?
Anna,
You and Anna. I mean,
Anna and her friend is high level dysfunction.
that's how it
Yeah, that's
dysfunction.
high level. That's on another level.
What y'all ain't gonna do
Let's talk about your friend.
is get on me
But
I
we
thought
was
talking
on
about your
Anna though.
friend.
and Emma.
Oh,
Okay.
Girl, you know, we about to just throw Anna in the trash.
No, Emma is good people.
You
Oh.
sure? Because we keep getting her. You keep getting her
Her
confused.
confused.
No, I
And
don't
there's
do
clearly a
that now.
difference.
She talking about no.
I know me.
Obviously not.
I know her.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, we'll go
But-
with it. Go ahead, Quan. What you about to say?
High level dysfunction. I see. Like these reality shows.
That's
Yeah.
fake dysfunction.
But
But that is high level.
that's
though.
high level dysfunction.
They practice
Because I
that.
don't think we've ever. Okay, some of us have almost gotten physical. I don't think we've ever been to a physical ass.
I still don't remember that.
First off, when we say got physical, can we say we're talking fighting?
I still
It's
don't
only
remember
been one
that.
time.
I still don't remember that though.
Altercations.
I think that we don't
When I was
have.
trying to fight Lando.
Yeah.
Girl, and you
don't
threw me
remember
or
that.
Land across that chair.
Well,
One of
first
us
off, we've
hold that
already
baby.
also discussed
Okay.
that, Landa. You need some help anyway because you be compartmentalizing.
What was
and
that
forget
over,
stuff.
Dee Dee? You remember?
Because Landa tried to make me feel bad because her son was sitting at the table trying to say how he broke up with me, and I was like, no, you didn't.
I knew she was gonna know what
And
happened.
we kind of grew up over that. That's a thing in the past now, but she overheard it in the bathroom, and Landa was trying to make me feel bad about it, and I was like, did you say anything to your son? And she was like, well, he wasn't the one. And that's really what it stemmed from because she was taking up for Scotty like he wasn't the one who started the whole thing.
Right.
I don't even remember. I just remember bits and pieces.
Okay.
I was wrong, Dee Dee. I'm sorry.
There we go. That is nice. See, another thing healed.
Even
my gosh,
even
this
though
is
I do
amazing.
not remember, I
Well, see,
honestly
that
don't
is one of the
remember.
ones that sorry doesn't matter anymore. Because you can't say
dang.
I'm sorry for this, even though I don't remember.
No,
That takes it away.
no. It doesn't.
It does.
Dee Dee, first of all, I don't remember a lot of stuff that happened, but I am apologizing for making you feel some type of way and to feel like that I was not taking up for. I mean, I was taking up for my son and not take up for you because I know that
Against a
sounds like
stranger.
that sound like I would do that.
So the dysfunction again.
No,
But Dee Dee, I think
She
you
put
don't
a
like that
stranger
apology.
over me.
but and I apologize for that.
Dee Dee don't like the apology.
I like it now.
I was about to say I like the apology, Landa, even though it wasn't towards me. Because it's nice
I
to say,
And even though it was a lot of years ago, like a lot.
and you just not apologizing.
A lot of years ago.
I'm sorry for that too.
And I don't even really remember how we made up. I think we just started talking one day.
Yeah, that's how it
Y'all
goes.
remember how y'all made up
That's
people?
how everything.
That's how it go with
I remember I
everybody.
was mad at Linda for a really long time.
That was
like,
so awkward,
For the
too.
beginning, in the beginning, I don't even think I could be around her. But as it, like, you know, I guess time went on, it would be like we be all together and Linda could say something that was really funny and everybody would laugh. And I just be like,
Dee Dee held that for a long. I wouldn't have been able to take a minute. I would have been.
Yeah, because
I
that
guess
really
because
hurt
of
my
the-
feelings, though.
That's what I'm about to say. I guess because of the seriousness
I
of
wish
the
you would have talked
crime.
to me about it.
Seriously,
we tried.
You're the serious of the crime.
I think I watched too much police shows now.
But that's
were
the
you
thing
there?
that we did try to talk about
No,
it.
I don't think
At
I was there.
Faronda's house.
And what I did.
And that's when we was a fin to fight. Well, I was trying to fight you.
Yeah.
Because you kept
But-
trying to
but the thing is-
belittle the situation and make it seem like it because you're one of those people who try to minimize other people's feelings because you don't feel that way.
I do that.
That's more dysfunction here. We just
No, I was
Just
agreeing to the
dysfunction.
dysfunction
Right.
part.
Oh, I didn't. First of all, I am highly emotional, so I don't know how I could belittle
Yeah, I don't
somebody
know about
else's
that
emotion.
That's what you were doing. And that's how we got and that's what
But you
how we
say I
got
always do that.
Okay, sorry.
She was
Yeah, well, I was
She
like-
got back emotional again.
But that was what stemmed from me getting so angry because it was like you yet still were saying, but Scotty did it, and he's I don't
She was
care
taking
about
up
it.
for
Yeah, she was
Scotty.
taking up for her son who was wrong.
wrong.
Well, I'm glad that you got that off your chest. Even though you say the sorry don't matter no more, I really do think the sorry still matters. For me,
Therapist,
I mean, even though it wasn't to me, I really do like that apology though, because even though she doesn't remember it, she's still apologizing for making you feel that way.
Yeah, I don't
That was
want
real
nobody
nice.
to
I
feel
like that.
uncomfortable.
That's real
Right.
nice.
Because we be around
and I
you
think
too
like
much.
that, and that's the thing. Like whenever we're talking about high level dysfunction, I don't think that we would be able to be friends if we were at a high level of dysfunction because that equals tearing people
Chaos.
down and you know not
the jokey
caring,
jokes that-
right?
Because we take jabs, but they don't be.
But
no
it be
serious.
jokey jabs.
Yeah, and we don't take this stuff. Like this is probably the first time that outside people have ever heard this story because we don't take our stuff that we deal with out to the masses. So you know,
Nobody think we perfect.
yeah, that's probably
Yeah, and I was going to say because we would still go places together.
Right.
Right.
That's why I said it
You
would
would
be
never know.
so awkward.
And all of us be sitting on the little and saying,
But that's been the only time I remember. Well, no, maybe not the only time, but
child. We've had some.
Oh, the van.
are you back there crying?
Oh
That
my
was me and
god!
Fraronda.
She was pregnant.
oh yeah,
Oh, that one I remember.
And I
I'm
was-
sure you do because it
What
had
was
nothing
y'all
to do with
fussing
you.
about?
I was
No,
driving.
it was. That's why it was. It was Alanda's fault.
What would that? I just remember crying.
I don't remember. I was trying to tell somebody who wasn't
Quan.
Quan
Me.
asked
Oh, yeah.
about it.
Quan,
And-
was it that situation? It was
Yeah,
that.
it was Quan, and you said you ain't
No,
want to hit no more.
no, it was, but it wasn't about that Scotty situation.
No,
It's
it
about
was
something
about
else.
Scotty though.
It was about Scotty, but I think it was whenever you fought him in trying to fight Scotty. That's the situation. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
Quan was asking about it because he wasn't there. And Fraronda was like, don't nobody want to hear this. And I was like, well, obviously somebody does because Quan asked. And me and Fraronda was like, tit for tat type thing. And here
Okay.
come Landa out of her deep sleep.
Ooh, I was sleep.
What's going on?
Why y'all arguing? Ariel back there
Crying.
crying.
And I was because we sit beside you. She's talking about I don't know. I said, Lord, where
Just so y'all know, she was pregnant at
She
the
was
time.
pregnant.
But that don't mean I wouldn't cry now, though. I be trying to break it up and crying at the same time. Like, y'all don't do this. Stop. We better than this.
Okay.
you was hard down crying.
We was on our way to
I'm
the
getting
outlet.
teary-eyed now. Ain't nobody even fussing.
Yeah, we was on the way to the beach to the outlet.
To the outlet.
Oh.
Ours was over after that day though.
Okay.
But I think she was mad at me the entire day.
Well, why did we
Because
have
I
a
did-
van, y'all?
Because I did. We had
That
baby
was our baby
sisters.
sister.
Why?
Because
all
it was
of
all of us.
We couldn't fit nobody car. We had
Because
one.
Scotty was there too.
Okay.
Scotty was there?
Yeah.
Dog,
And
just
he
remember
probably sit there.
crying.
He probably sit there and not say it.
it was a lot. But yes,
It was a lot.
so like I said, those instances, yes, they were bad. And I think every relationship, friendship, whatever, has bad spots, bad patches, and you come back together. But the intent is not to tear anybody down.
He remember something else.
What you remember now?
Shot me and Dee Dee in that window.
I wasn't there for that
When
one.
Fraronda was setting up her classroom and Quan would not
At
close
Wilson.
that window. And y'all always wronging me.
First off, the thing is, every situation
so
has had
petty.
Dee Dee in it.
It's always me to come and
What happened? I missed this one. I
Window,
wasn't
you done heard about this.
Because
window.
we
I
was
remember the
setting up
window,
Fraronda
y'all.
classroom
At Wilson.
and they were
Oh,
cutting
no.
the grass on the outside and Quan just wanted to feel like he needed to have that window open.
It was
and I
hot.
sneezing.
I just know it was cold, in
And
my
it was
room.
stained,
It was
grass
cold.
I
stained.
love
So
the
I would have
smell
been
of.
mad.
I love the smell of grass.
And
that
that's
sound like-
exactly what he's saying. Sitting on that windowsill. I love the smell of fresh
Linda,
cut
you
grass.
weren't even there.
But I remember.
And so here me go
What you doing?
sneezing and he don't want to shut the door. Okay, you don't want to shut the window. So we get started when Fraronda was like, Quan, it's really not that deep. Just shut the window so she can be quiet.
Listen,
Because y'all know I go.
we are at my place of work
Okay.
trying to get my classroom together, and they are going back and forth, back and forth. Fortunately, I think we were the only ones there, which we always, whenever I had to set up my classroom, we were the last ones there. But yeah, that was, oh Lord.
Quan was just being difficult that day because I still to this day don't understand why he could not just close the window. You see me over here sneezing and you
I don't
just
like
want
that
to.
either.
Our beach. Oh, it was so funny because I just thought about it again because the beach argument was right after my other argument about my tank top.
Oh, I was just thinking about that. Quan going back and forth.
I was just on a roll. That
my
was a couple of weeks.
Y'all, that was so funny to me.
Listen.
Anybody want to pepper me?
First off, that's what I'm saying. She's about that was so funny to her, and she was being awkward and weird once again.
And I was looking, and hear me, I was the Linda in that situation, showed up late.
Right.
And here we
So
go,
what's
what going on?
What's going on?
What going on? Why everybody so quiet?
So wait a minute, y'all have
Like,
got to
Dee Dee,
start
just
at
be
the
quiet.
start at the beginning, but don't say no names.
Oh, let me tell you.
You got to tell the story because
First off, Auri, I think you came late too.
I was late though, but I came in at the meat of the thing.
Okay, so I'll tell part of it and then y'all chime in.
Okay.
Because I
not
was
there.
there the entire time. And I
know.
won't give entire context so
Oh,
that
it
people
was
won't be able to
funny, honey.
figure out what
Oh
we talking
Lord, then I might let you talk then because mine had
she was
content.
saying so and so said.
Okay, so we were in a place in a situation where we
practice.
were we were at a practice to sing. And Quan
It was told for us to get comfortable.
right. We were told to get comfortable because, get loose so that we could really give our all into what it is that we were doing. We were preparing to minister to some folks. And so Quan did what he was told and he got comfortable. And
Took off my jacket.
his comfortable was him taking off his jacket and being in just a tank top.
I think that.
My tank top that said Hollister. It was a tank top.
That's how long
it was
ago it was.
summertime.
And to paint the picture, I just want y'all to know that Quan was not, and no shade, no shade. Quan was not the size that he is now.
What's that he is now?
I was skinnier.
He was, yeah,
I was real small.
he was very much smaller than what he currently is, and so it was not a lot because it was a tank top. He's a boy, so our man, and so whatever. But the person that was directing us got a real problem with the fact
Guys
that
having
he
on tank
had
tops.
on this tank top and wanted him to put his jacket back on over it because he was offended
Immediately.
personally by this.
Oh, don't show it, Dee Dee. Don't show it.
And so
was a
Quan
silent fit.
decided to put his foot down on this particular day
Okay.
and say, no, I don't want to put my jacket back on. I want to be how I am.
Comfortable.
I want to be comfortable. Well, that didn't go over too well with the person that wanted him to put his jacket back on. So now, mind you, it is a room full of people.
A room full of people
that are preparing to sing, and they start going back and forth.
We went back and forth for a good 15, 20 minutes.
And back and forth. And back and forth. You see how I'm still saying back and forth? Because they still going back and forth.
Add 100 to that.
Right. And it's just, it's getting very...
Because he was like, man, just put it on. I was like, no. He was like, just put it, no.
And it just kept going worse and worse. And I just... And so everybody was standing there very awkwardly.
Because it's not just us.
Right.
So
we have visitors.
So Aria, how did you contribute to this situation?
But before she say that,
okay.
And they were literally standing in the middle of everyone doing this. So like all of us proceeded to turn around. And so everybody's focus was on them. Ariel came in late. And I'll let her say what she did once she came on in.
Well, see, I walked in.
Because at that time you were a CNA, right?
Yes, working at a nursing home. And I walked in and I was just like, okay, what's going on?
Because you could feel the tension.
Yes.
Like as soon as
it was so silent in there. The only thing you heard was
them peppermints rattling.
the bickering back and forth. And I was like, well, what is going on? So I had speed my little walk real fast up there to the front to see what's going on, get up on the stage. And I still hear her put it back on. I ain't putting it back on, put it back on. And I'm like, okay, so does anybody want a peppermint? Like, I was addicted to those lifesavers, the green pack. But anybody want a peppermint?
Ariel wasn't asking like just she was going up to people and whispering to them.
I'm trying to just
like she was a peppermint.
That was going to diffuse the situation.
I had to diffuse the situation. I assessed it as I was walking up, and then I diffused.
Okay.
That it was.
And
it
I
was
come
bad.
in at the butt end. See, at least Ariel came in the middle. I came in at the very end. I'm talking about, I think Quan had them put the jacket back on.
You put the jacket on?
I think
Fraronda was the one who told
Fraronda
me.
Yes, and she put her foot down too.
Was like,
I was like,
put the jacket
oh.
on. And I was like, no.
because I wanted to move on. Like we were not.
And that's the part I walked in on. Fraronda telling Quan to put it back on, Quan. And hear me go, what's going on? What's going on? Y'all, Ariel talking about, hush, we'll talk about it. Don't tell me now. I want to be on the inside. I want to know.
I want to be on the inside.
We just have dysfunction all over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dysfunction.
Oh my gosh. It's just so much. So
And
much.
I believe Quan
But
did
that wasn't dysfunction on the inside. That was dysfunction on the outside.
Okay.
But it wasn't us. It wasn't the core people.
It was not. It was not us at all. I mean, we were kind of looking like, what is the big deal? Can we move on with life?
It's just a team.
Like, how long did that last? Like 10 minutes?
It felt like
Too long.
It felt like an eternity.
And then in that practice was not in the middle of the day, so it was already nighttime. And so I was like, man, come on, dude. Like, please just put the jacket back on, because he is not going to stop until you put this jacket back on.
At all.
We would have still been right there.
Right,
Put it on,
right
guys.
now. So yes, but that was interesting. But yeah, so functioning and dysfunction. I mean, I think like we're not alone, y'all.
No.
When it comes to functioning and dysfunction, why is that such a common thing? Like, why are we so comfortable in dysfunction?
Society supports dysfunction.
Yeah, they put it out there so much. You hear it, you see it, you read about it, you talk about it, they praise it.
That praising
Like,
part.
because if Love and Hip Hop didn't have all the drama and stuff it had, who would watch it? Like, the dysfunction is what draws.
And I think that's
the
what
viewers.
happened, because it was, I think, The Housewives
Right.
was one of the first shows that came
They
out.
were.
And before they started actually like telling them, you know, some of that stuff is scripted, some of it is for real. But before they started giving them scripted parts, if you watch like the earlier seasons, they ain't had no drama for
Right.
me.
It wasn't enough going on.
But not even the Housewives, Real World.
Oh, yeah, because I was about to show my age.
First stuff.
Because
I love
that
Real
first
World.
season, it was messy.
Like every
It was
Real
messy.
World was messy.
Yeah.
And it got to a point like in your interview, you had to show how messy you were in order for you to get on the show.
Because look, I'm about to put myself out. That's what I'm about to put myself out here. To this day, I will sit on YouTube and Google the Bad Girls Club when Tanisha and
Y'all ain't
I
gonna
ain't gonna
sleep
sleep because
of y'all.
yeah, like,
Y'all ain't gonna sleep because of me.
Wake
Tell us
up.
today.
Wake up.
But what was that other one? Was it College Hill?
Oh,
God, they had a lot of
College
dysfunction.
Hill,
watch
Virgin
that.
Islands. Her made me bleed.
Yeah.
Hit me with the shoe.
And they just put all those on Prime. Everything. I've started watching them.
Oh,
Really?
Amazon Prime.
First of all, you're late because College Hill Virgin Islands has been on BT on demand for a very long time.
Oh,
First
Oh,
off,
yeah.
y'all remember? Wasn't it College Hill that Coastal was on?
Who?
I think Coastal. was on.
Coastal. They had
Oh,
They has. I think
they had a
somebody from-
season with
yeah.
Coastal.
okay.
Or was that? I think it was on College Hill. It was one of them. But yeah, so our society praising the dysfunction.
Yeah, they praise the dysfunction.
Also feeding the dysfunction. And I mean, and it's the crazy thing is like the stuff that could get us out of dysfunction, like therapy and just
It's not pushed.
right.
Girl,
that
you know,
stuff is not-
you can't talk to them people about your business. What going on
Okay.
here? Stay in
Right.
here.
Exactly.
And that has always been the black people. That's what I'm saying. It's like passed. It's passed down.
Right.
Yeah,
Dysfunction
it's
is
what,
passed down.
it's what we're
Oh,
used to
absolutely.
because we see, like, a lot of the times you hear my generation per se say, they don't see how, they first time they getting a divorce and they be like, oh, well, our grandparents didn't do that. But see, for me, it was they were okay. That's what they were taught. Your man cheat on you. You sweep it up under the rug. You bring Randall back in the house because Randall is bringing in the bacon.
Right.
So you have to let Randall stay.
I don't use Randall because he a good man.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
You're not watching
Girl,
this.
Randolph.
This is us.
Randolph.
Girl, well, not Randall on If Loving You Is Wrong. He a crazy man.
Oh, I know.
Or if Randolph is hitting you upside your head when you get home, you might be okay because you were taught that divorce is something that you just don't do.
And what happens in my
And you
house
don't.
stays in
Yeah,
my
you
house.
don't go out and talk about it
Right.
because like Quan said, what happens here stays here, and don't nobody need to know about it. And that's a lot of the times I feel like we can generational curses because you see your mommy and daddy do that. You grow up and accept the same thing, and you just think that that's okay because they never told you otherwise.
But y'all, I think I fall into that.
Oh.
But this is something Scotty did when he was in middle school. They used to have group, and he was a part of this group. And the only reason why I think he went into this group because they gave them cookies and juice during the group. But like something that happened, he's talking about, I can't wait to go to group and talk about this. I said, Scotty, wait a minute.
Aw.
Them people got one time to come to my house talking about something you just said in group. So I mean, I guess I fed into that. You don't be talking to them people. What you saying?
That's what we're taught. You don't talk to.
And I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you on that because I do think that they had to be
Certain
trusted.
things,
Like
right.
he's a child, or he was at that time. He a long way from being a child now, but he was a child. So you're kind of protecting that, and sometimes kids say stuff,
That's not true.
Thinking it cute.
right? And they
Like
trying to get a
telling you your mama don't
reaction.
feed you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
have people bring food
Trying
to
to get a reaction or trying to get something from somebody, and that just kind of goes down a completely different road. So, but I'm not saying not for 1 second, like if something is going on in the household, or if your child has whatever, is suffering from whatever, that you don't put them in therapy or whatever. But I'm just saying, I don't think there was anything wrong with you telling him. Me personally, because I probably would have said the same thing. Like, you got to be careful what it is and how it is that you saying this stuff now. Because it ain't
Especially knowing your child.
right.
It's your child. That's a special case.
Like, you lying.
Because my mama ain't fed me last night. Translate to, she didn't get me McDonald's. I had to eat at
What
the
I
house.
wanted to.
What you want? What you wanted?
I ain't not really
I didn't like you for a long time, Lana, for that. Because I
Okay.
thought you was just out
letting him
here having
starve
churn and let them starve.
No.
and going off. That was my thing. Going off for the week and talking about his nana and Rob had to come check on him.
Wow.
Scotty was
I'm
running
just-
your name through the mud.
Yeah, he was.
I guess he never thought that we would ever become friends, and that's probably why we had to start talking. He said that he was like, you can't be friends with my mama and be my girlfriend.
Right.
But
She know
then,
too much.
but then the thing was, when more we hung around, I was like, well, she do feed the boy 50 times a day. So,
Okay.
God,
All
okay?
the time.
Like, I apologize for talking bad about you, Henny, because ooh,
Child, because he is always hungry
Always.
all the time. Ate my fruit. It's okay,
sweet.
though. It's fine. It's all right.
And it has no regards. Like, even after we broke up, And like, you know, me and Linda are very close, so it's kind of, even though we broke up, we were still around. Put something in the refrigerator and you could clearly say, do not eat.
Oh no.
You come home,
It's gone.
It's
If
gone.
it's in the refrigerator where he at, it don't even have to
That's
be
the
his house.
invitation.
Oh, you had wanted that? Yeah, that's
right.
why I put it in the refrigerator, not the trash can,
Yeah.
because I didn't want it.
Listen, the best thing that probably ever happened is the fact that Scotty is halfway vegan a little bit.
and that's the thing. Nene, I wish he would go full.
Because now we live together, and I can put stuff in the refrigerator, and for the most part it stays safe unless it's a juice or some fruit, and then maybe
Or some
potentially
chicken.
well, first off, I don't be putting no chicken in the refrigerator no way, because I'm gonna be cooking, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so operating in dysfunction, it is pushed by society. It's a generational type of thing. Not many role models, especially, and I'm thinking specifically about the Black community, and the generational trauma that has been passed down. And not to get super deep, but when we think about, you know, slavery to now, we're still carrying a lot of those burdens, and a lot of it is because it was never talked about. It was never, you know, it was never fixed. Not fixed, you know, I can't think of the other word I wanted to say. Addressed in a way where, you know, people can move on in a healthy and whole and complete way.
And that goes to us not supporting therapy.
But when I was thinking about this topic, I was trying to go down my head, you know, of role models on television. You know, like what shows had, you know, positive, non-dysfunctional. Is that how you say that? That's a word. Oh, okay. Non-dysfunctional traits and stuff. So I came up with the Cosby Show.
I love the Cosby. Yeah.
That was the first, like,
But
real
then, like, years later, we got to figure out that Cosby was dysfunctional.
right. And then,
Fresh Prince.
yeah.
Well, he came from dysfunction on the
He
show.
did.
The reson why he came there
Right.
is because
And that,
in West Philadelphia.
But she sent him there so he could see.
What it's supposed to
Yeah.
be
He
like.
exposed.
and
The
then
father figures.
then
and
I was
stuff.
then I was thinking about Good Times, because it was a mom and a dad, and you know everybody was there, but
That was
it was
still dysfunction.
poverty. It was, you know, awful. Like, it was just we
love
don't
that
have
show, though.
anything. But
Good
then
Times is
would we
good.
watch them if they were all peaches and cream?
That's the
First
reason
off,
I like the
that's
Cosby
not
Show.
Right.
It's,
Wait, what you say? That's the reason you like the Cosby Show is because there is no dysfunction. But there was dysfunction.
I mean, there
in
was
their family,
dysfunction,
too.
but it wasn't like the dysfunction we see now.
But it showed like the right way.
It showed
to
the
do
right
it.
way. Yeah.
Because I wish my mom and daddy would have been like, if I wanted to move out and they made me pay for stuff. I mean, that would have been fun. You know, remember when Theo told me he was gonna move out
yeah.
and they made him rent the room
Oh,
and, you know, pay for the food and the. I
Right.
mean, you know, that's something, if it was real, that would, you know, carry on throughout his life. You know.
but I also think it was unrealistic because yes, but first off, she was a lawyer and he was a doctor,
Yeah.
and they were home all the time.
Right.
Well, Cliff Office was in the house.
You have patience, sir. I mean, still, like people going into
because we
labor.
barely saw him in that basement.
Right,
he ain't
and I think he referenced going to deliver a baby maybe like 1 or 2 times the
Yeah.
entire show.
Yeah.
So I mean, not to take away from it, because I do, you know, I like it because it does spin Black people in a positive light, and there's
Right.
not a lot of that out there. But I don't think that it was the most realistic of depictions of what a family in that position would actually operate like. But that's just my personal
I
take.
get it. And another one too was in the same line, but a different world. That's what made me want to go to a HBCU. Because I was like, oh, all of them get to be together and they get to do fun stuff. I mean, you know, because I didn't go to an.
You didn't go to a HBC? Oh, you didn't go to a
My
predominantly
high
Black?
school, you know, there was not a lot of
What's the name of your
people
high
look
school?
like me.
What's your name in high school?
It don't exist no more. Shut up.
He's a little old.
But
It was a predominantly white school.
Yes.
I was about to say, why are you struggling saying that?
I don't know. I couldn't think of
You got to
what
put your
to say.
glasses on to say that?
I need to put them back on top of my head so my head can see.
Oh, wow. Well, with that being
Your
said,
thoughts.
That girl said so her head can see.
Can see her thoughts.
Okay.
But yeah, so those were the only ones. And I was like, Dad, that's all I can think of. Because there's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing out there.
If you think, and if they are like living large and in charge, they probably drug dealers on the show.
Right.
but it's still dysfunctional. Even Rugrats was dysfunctional. Everything has a little bit of dysfunction.
I mean, but the thing is, if we watch something that was just functional from start to finish,
We're not gonna watch it.
yeah, I mean, number one, that's boring.
Right.
But not even because I want to see dysfunction, but I want to see how people move out of dysfunction. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I love a good testimony. I love a good story. I love a good. This is how I was, and this is how I moved out of that
Because that's what I thought was going to
onto
happen.
the other side.
That's what I thought was going to happen on Good Times when Thelma had met the football player and then JJ going to triple. Career gone.
Are you upset?
They did end up. We didn't actually see it, but the way that they kind of ended it, it made it
Yeah.
seem like they were going to be moving out of the ghetto.
Yeah, because then nobody wouldn't go watch it no more.
I'm so weak.
Oh, somebody if they
If
would
they
actually,
did get out.
that's why they didn't though, because I mean that probably would have taken away the, the real crux of what the show they were trying to go across or get across the point.
Right.
So yeah, but so not many role models out here.
And-
Can y'all think of any personal role models? I know I have one.
Personal role models.
We have a personal role model
We
in our personal life and circle.
no. Who a role model?
You trying to say you?
No.
Landa?
Oh.
No.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Getting out of
Whoa,
dysfunction.
whoa.
What the topic again?
Well, Ariel. That's what's talking about Ariel.
Oh, Ariel.
No.
Girl, why you ain't do
First of all, I was looking around like, who is that?
that? Me too, girl, but it is
It really is.
I'm out.
She's trailblazing.
You are trailblazing.
I am what I'm doing.
Oh my God.
raising your children very well. You have a healthy relationship with your husband. Healthy-ish.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking we had a little bit more.
I mean,
no.
you're utilizing the tools that it takes to
Right.
get to that space of being whole and
You're
non-dysfunctional.
Functional.
You're not settling
You're not
for
settling.
Quit looking over here.
You're not
Give me some
settling for.
going and give me some tissue. Right.
You're not settling for. That's just the way I was raised, or that's just the way
Or that childhood trauma. That's a lot.
Right.
We're not
Yeah,
saying
that childhood trauma.
Right.
I mean, it's a real thing, but a lot of the times we use the childhood trauma as an excuse.
But it's a real thing.
Right. But my biggest thing
But
is,
you're deciding to go to another route.
She is talking.
but for real, my
Podcast
biggest
limits.
thing about dysfunction though is, in dysfunction, somebody's gonna get hurt, somebody is hurting. Why would I want to put my child through that?
Misery loves company.
Yeah.
And misery usually attracts misery.
Oh well, I must not be miserable.
And I think like that's the thing that really when I talked about being a role model, I think that's the thing that I admire most is your openness about I don't know if Elena was kind of like the catalyst that really pushed you to really, because that is your first child. Not saying Landon wasn't also a motivation, because we love Landon too. But once she came, you became so open and pushing for, I don't want this for her. And so I'm going to do everything within my power to ensure that they have a different upbringing and a different outcome even than I have. Because even though, you not saying that your outcome is not beautiful, but a lot of that came out of brokenness. It doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
And so, that's the beauty of your story is the fact that, you're recognizing it, you're naming it, and you're naming it for other people. Like, you're not keeping it to yourself. And you're like, no, I'm going to do something different. We're going to go down a different route. And you're doing that. Like you question, and to use an example, like you kind of question whether or not you're a good mother sometimes, and whether you're doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing or the best that you can for your children. And I remember one time Auri called me and she was in tears, y'all. She was in tears. She was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it right. I don't think I'm. And I was like, girl, a mother who is not doing it right isn't questioning whether or not she's doing it right. Like, she's not in tears on the phone with her friend trying to figure out, am I doing this right? And, you know, Elena is who she is, Landon is who he is, and they're becoming who they are because you made that decision.
I'm about to cry for real. Can y'all please?
Well, I want to say something else.
And he want to see me cry. Peeking. Oh, I got some tissue right here, so you gotta see.
Like Fraronda said, the fact that you know it, because there are so many people that are just living. They think they living their life like it's golden. Because you know, my mama had a baby at 12. I had one at 12. My baby gonna have one at 12 too. You know, that ain't right. You know, so you gotta know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
knowing.
which one of the other points is with dysfunction, we find it easier to just to continue to live in it, and you're deciding not to take the easy route.
Right.
And it's hard
work
because and it's different from what you used to. You got to figure out if you're used to dysfunction and you used to things going all of the crazy ways. Then you know it's like, oh, well, I can just follow that. Yeah. But when you're creating your own path, it's hard, right? You got to start from
territory,
right?
You don't know how to build no road.
You
It's
gotta cut down
hard.
the trees.
And to be
Find
fair,
the land.
Okay,
and
find
to
the
be
land.
fair, everything that you went through wasn't wrong.
Right.
So then you have to muddle through to find the good. Because what Tim, you say you don't throw the baby out with the dishwater.
With the dishwater.
Bath water.
Yeah, I think it's bad.
Right.
Oh, you said baby. Oh,
Yeah. So with the bath water, I mean, you know, you have to take some of that good, but it's hard to know when it's so little of it.
Right.
Yeah. Or the bad is just so big until it kind of overshadows some of the good. But you're doing it.
And sometimes you feel guilty too, though. When you're trying to do the right thing and not live all the way into dysfunction. Because I'm a feeler. So I feel like, oh, that sounds real weird. I'm a, what's the word? Please give me the word, Fraronda.
I feel
Oh, you're an empath.
That.
Yeah, empath.
Ooh, these some feeler.
Feeler.
Empath. So I always take in everybody else's emotions, even if they did do me wrong. Even if I felt as though their actions weren't the way that I would choose for them to be, I still feel their pain. I still be like, I still put it on me. Like, dang, what could I have done, better or whatever. And I think that's another part that it's kind of hard when you're trying to put that to the side so that you can build another path and be like, I'm not worrying about your feelings today. This is me. This is my story. This is how I'm going to do it. Bump you, and that's really hard for me to do.
Right.
And that I think that, and that's another reason why why I feel like sometimes I was still leaning towards the dysfunction, but it's really hard.
You brought up a good point though, because another reason why we stay in the dysfunction is because we don't want to leave people behind.
Yeah.
And we would have to.
Right.
Like, because either they're feeding into the dysfunction or they're creating the dysfunction. And a lot of times those aren't people that we hate. Those are the people that we love the most in this world. And we have to make the decision to go forward and potentially leave them behind if they don't want to get on the gravy train.
That's a point right there, Fraronda. That's a word, because a lot of the times I have this conversation with one of my really good friends outside of this group right here.
I was about to get
you have
offended.
friends outside? No, I'm just
But I ain't just kidding.
that a lot of the times when you do have to separate, people feel like because that's your mama, you got to stick around, or that's your sister, that doesn't matter. I don't care, family, friends, sister, brother, cousin, aunt. You know what I'm saying? If that's dysfunction and you doing it to better yourself, I don't care. I'm sorry, mama. You got to. I'm sorry. Love you still, but I can't operate with you on that level anymore. Or if you my aunt, I love you still, but I can't operate with you on that level anymore. And that's for me.
That's hard.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think I learned along with being a parent. And this little, I'm gonna be like, what's the lady name? Dee Dee on Married to Medicine? heavenly on this spiritual journey. But you got to learn how to put yourself first. And that's hard, being a mother and a wife and all of those, even being a regular person. It's hard to put yourself first in order to get out of situations that you're in, dysfunctional situations. You have
Say that word,
to put
sister.
yourself first.
Say it again.
Put yourself first.
Wait a minute.
It sounds simple though.
Yeah, and there's another one of Annette grandkids at this table that has done the work too, or is doing the work.
Yo, it's only on one more, so we talking about Dee Dee.
I was about to say, you say that like all of us.
And I hope she don't mind me sharing.
Share it,
when
girl.
I'm
She
about to
don't mind.
share.
She don't mind.
First off, you gonna ask, right?
She don't
Can I share what I'm about to share?
Yeah,
Like,
you
I'm
don't
supposed to know, I
mind.
guess. Go ahead.
She don't mind. We talking about Dee Dee
Look at
here.
Ariel, so she don't mind.
One of the things that she said that she has done on her, walk,
Spiritual journey.
yeah, her spiritual journey, she does affirmations, and that's something that I want to do. But y'all know how I am with my notebooks and stuff like that. I think I got overwhelmed because now I have so many, and I'm like, I want to say all of them, but you can't do that. But I just commend you for taking that step, and and trying to, because you got to find something that work. Because, like, I don't, and I hope you don't mind me sharing, she was like, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to, push people away. So you have to tell yourself that.
Right. Gotta switch your mind.
Yeah.
And if you look, and I got them all over everywhere. You open my laptop, they be right there. You
Okay,
go through
Mary
my purse,
Jane.
You
They
better
be
do
right
it.
there. I stick them on the wall, on the mirror,
Got our personal Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's something that you really have to do. Like I told Linda, in the beginning, it was kind of like, girl, you really in this bathroom?
You
talking
just
to
doing
yourself?
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I was just doing it because I don't, it's like something like you, after a while, you'll believe it. And then morning times I'm like, girl, you gonna have a good day today. You can't go into work today with an attitude. It's not gonna make nothing better, And some days it's different because some days I do wake up and I'm angry and I don't know why we didn't move to the therapy part yet, but I'm angry, and it's like I told that, and I've told her that before. Sometimes it's nothing that you did to me. She could say good morning to me. It's like, well, dang, girl, you just open your eyes. What is the problem? Like, what's the problem?
We was good before you
Right. She came in the door talking about, hey, boo. Hey, girl.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know when that happens, but I have to take that, that step in making myself like, okay, especially to me, it's like I shouldn't make them people pay for something they don't even know. They don't even know what's going on.
That
for
you
real.
don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
for real, though.
Right. I'm like, why I'm mad? Like, what? Why is my face
You just
frowned up?
said you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
So-
scary.
yeah. And I mean, and it's crazy though, because I think that all of us can attest to the fact that we're on our own spiritual journey of discovery and of, just trying to be better people. And the one thing, we talked a lot about our dysfunction as a group, but I think one thing that also makes us work is that we root for one another. Like, we want to see each other win.
Yes, genuinely.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, come hell or high water, whatever it is that I can do to help you succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in, I'm going to be there. I'm going to do that. And so, I might crack on this, this turban that this boy got on his head, or now this mop, or or Ariel's lips, or Dee
Oh,
Dee's
that girl.
voice, the deepness of her voice, and they might talk about me, being stuck up or bougie or whatever it is that they might say about me. But at the end of the day, like, it's still gonna be like 10 toes down, whatever I can do for you.
Right.
And I think that's the functional part that makes the dysfunction a little bit okay.
Right.
And I was,
Maybe.
And I was gonna say, which I don't.
Is you about to cry?
Boy.
I got some tissues a little wet.
I'm not
though,
trying.
but I
And
got some-
Everybody going to cry.
I'm trying not to
I ain't
be.
about to
I'm
cry.
not trying not to be deep.
Well, we know you ain't gonna cry, Fraronda.
you know what?
Fraronda a thug.
You're right. Dog,
Make sure you put the D on the end, because I ain't no real
You know
one.
how my mama said.
And I'm trying not to be deep, but
Go ahead, be deep.
because it was funny. Because I've never. Y'all know. I've never been a people person.
We ain't knew that till recently. Because you've never been like that towards us. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
So I've slowly started to open up to other people. Like I have friends. I have friends.
The 2
And it was,
month
and it was
the
funny
2 month
because
absence.
it was funny because I told them that the other night when they were over, because I was telling them how nobody's seen me as vulnerable as y'all have.
We still ain't seen you for real vulnerable.
Yes, y'all
I don't
have. And it was funny
Debatable.
because
Sorry, I don't mean to mess up your testimony, your deep.
I was in my sleep and I woke up and it was like, when I moved away, I was kind of sheltered a little bit, which is why, I wouldn't come home as often. I just stayed to myself, blase. But it was like your gift needs company. So being alone also is kind of a form of dysfunction, even though we say we're introverts. You need people, like your gift needs company.
Ooh,
Whether it may not be your family because y'all may not work together. So you may have to push your family off to the side. But at the end of the day, your gift still needs company.
So you surround yourself around singers.
So even in, not by saints.
That ain't what that means.
He said she said singers.
Singers?
Singers.
No, not necessarily by singers.
Oh, okay.
It's just people that know they're on
That
a
are
spiritual-
rooting for you.
Yeah, that are rooting for you.
I guess you confused her when you said gift because
Yeah.
she
Did
associated
you see
that
what
with
I'm saying?
singing.
You see what I'm saying? You saw it.
What?
You ain't understood why I said that.
Yeah, I understood why you said singers, but I didn't think singers.
Yeah.
But I
I thank you a little bit. I guess.
But just because she understands why you said it doesn't mean she has to agree.
got you. Right.
right.
I saw once you said it, I was like singers.
no one
singers.
agrees but
No,
you.
yeah, I'm with Auri. I understand how you
right.
made
I
that
get it now.
inference.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that no more.
Oh.
Okay, Quan.
You would not cut me off.
Table it.
Your head look like a mom.
So, but yeah,
What you saying, Linda?
I said that she's 65 years old and her head look like a mom.
Oh,
gosh.
gosh. But that was my thing. So even though certain people, we have to separate ourselves to get on that functional path. But at the end of the day, you got to remember that your gift still, or your life still, you need company.
There you go. There you got
You
that.
need company.
I
like that,
listen, Quan. You speaking to my soul just now.
Speak to her, please.
Yes.
And I mean, and I say that because about 2 years ago, I was in a dark place. Ooh.
Thank you, Jesus, for deliverance. We thank you right
It
now.
was a
This is
very,
how praise break
very
this
well.
morning.
No, it was actually not even 2 years ago. Oh gosh, I'm shortchanging myself. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. 4.
I think a little over 4.
It was before I moved to Columbia. And I started isolating myself. And so like I think it's very important for people to know the difference between isolation and being alone. Because that's not the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
Because me being alone, like that is what fuels my fire and, all that kind of stuff. Because after I get finished with this podcast, like I'm tired. Like I'm literally drained because people drain me. Like that's not where I get my energy from. So I have to be alone to recharge and refuel. But I was in isolation where I was self-isolation. People weren't isolating me. And it was becoming dangerous. And my saving grace is that I had family and I had friends that never gave up, and they were steadily, Ariel specifically, steadily trying to get in. My mom particularly, beating the door down, like whatever. And I don't necessarily mean literally beating the door down, but they wouldn't let up.
You ain't had said me.
Oh my goodness
sorry.
gracious. This ain't about you, boo.
I'm sorry.
I
My
was
bad.
talking.
Please tell us your testimony. Tell us how you were delivered, baby, because we need to know.
Lord.
Somebody need to hear this.
Goodness
I'm
gracious.
sorry. Go ahead, girl.
But yeah, so we're not going to talk about that later.
When you said particularly, specifically, what's another lead?
Hush your word.
Whatever
Go ahead,
the other
Fraronda.
lead
Go
is.
ahead. Go ahead.
Right. And because I'm not taking away, I'm not saying that my other friends were not there, because they were, but just in that particular season, those were the people that were necessary to kind of, that God used, I'll say that, to bring me out. There have been other times where you took the lead, okay?
I saw the rolling of the eyes, though.
I mean, I'm just saying, because you're acting like a 5-year-old.
And this was getting real good and
I
deep,
know, I'm
and then
sorry,
here
I'm
go
sorry.
Landa.
That's what I do.
Tell us,
y'all.
girl.
But,
For me.
But I was saying all of that to say, it's important that you surround yourself with people that are praying for you, and that are willing to not just go to war physically for you, but that are willing to go to war spiritually for you. Because that's what these people in this room did. Like every single one of them, whether I was talking to them every day or not, they knew and saw a shift. They saw a change, and they were praying for me.
Even after I got kicked out.
Oh, child, that was your fault. But anyway, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story. And eventually, sorry,
She had a flashback.
child. None. Woo! Now, don't take me there because I forgave you.
I'm
I really
sorry,
did.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Okay.
get upset about it no more when I
Okay.
think
You
about
should
it.
bring her some of every time you see her.
But yeah, so and once it happened, I did make the decision. I made the intentional decision to move to Columbia because I had to get out, and for me that was physically moving myself in order to get out, and in a much better place. But that kind of alerted me to the fact that I do have some things in me that I need to get together, because there was some vulnerable part of me that allowed me to get into that depression. And yes, prayer does work. Prayer does change things, but we have to couple that with other things. And I think that's another thing in our community that we just pray about it.
Right.
Okay. And after I prayed about it,
What do I
then
do?
what? What's the next step?
Because when I open my eyes, it's just not going to be
Right.
fixed.
Right.
It ain't gonna be
My
fixed.
knees raw. My
Right.
knees raw.
Exactly. So what do I do in the meantime? What are the coping mechanisms that I need to take on in order to be able to sustain myself until I get to the other side? Or that's going to help me to get to the other side. And so I think that's where, our professionals and things come in, and our friends as I sign them boards and all the other different things. But yeah, so, that just really hit a chord with me, Quan, when you were talking about our gifts. We weren't built to be alone. When God made Adam, he very soon had to make Eve because he saw Adam was getting pressed with just the animals. It wasn't working for him with
They
just
wasn't
the
talking
animals.
back.
Right. So, he had to give him a mate. And so we were not built to be alone, even if
Well,
that's how we orient sometimes.
Fraronda, since you gave props to everybody else, since you told that story, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But yeah, Quan opened the door and you walk right in, so I'm gonna walk right in behind you. But for real though,
Sorry.
for real, that was a very dark place. And like I say, I empath, because I was about to say feel.
I'm a feeler.
I'm a feeler.
I told you can say that. You can say
Okay,
feeler.
I'm a feeler. So it's like whenever you were there, I felt like, I was there too. And I think it was a little point where we stopped talking for a little bit. And, part of that was because I was hurt along with you. And I just can't see my friend hurting. And that's a big thing for me. Like I don't know if it's a gift. Well, it can be a gift and a curse.
Most things are.
Because I just felt like, why can't my friend, be happy? She deserves to be happy. She deserves for somebody, you just deserved a lot more. You still do.
I'm about to say
you still, you still, you deserve a lot more because you are very giving, you are very kind, you're very loving, you're very supportive, and you need that times 10. And that's not, what the case was. But, I'm just so glad that, you got over that hump. And with the help of all of us and with the help of yourself, because you had to see that, okay, this ain't right, and it shows that you can get through stuff without, the help of therapy, but you have to be willing and wanting it. But you still need it because now you got to figure out how you got there and how not to get back there.
Absolutely.
So I really, I am glad that is over, and I pray that it never ever get to that place again.
Yeah, I pray the same exact. And that's why you have to be so careful about who it is that you surround yourself with, because it was all about who it was I was surrounding myself with for the good part and for the bad part that I was suffering through. But we're making it out here.
Making our way
We
down.
are. So I would just want to leave our listeners with a thought. Measure your
leave me with a thought.
Measure your dysfunction. What are your levels of dysfunction? Are they healthy? Are they friend dysfunction where it's just jokey, or are they on that
Is
level
your
of
relationship
I need to get out of
dysfunctional?
this? Yeah,
Right.
like What's your dysfunction level?
Is it feeding you?
Is it feeding you? Okay.
Or is it starving you?
Right.
That's a question.
And
for
whether
you.
it's feeding and starving, you still need to go to therapy.
Yes.
Get you some help, honey.
Yes.
It never hurts.
Yes.
Because, I mean, and once it starts feeding you, it's your responsibility to start feeding others.
Yeah.
So, where are you on that particular journey? And y'all heard us. We far from perfect, still figuring it out.
Still figuring it out.
But we are trying to do the work, and we've recognized that we got to do the work. We wasn't here 5 years ago.
No, we weren't here last year.
Okay.
You're right. Yes, some of us.
And
forgot.
God, we thank you.
Not the exaggerated laughter, Auri.
And God, we thank you for all the amazing
God.
things.
Yes, y'all. That's it.
That's it.
That all we got for the good people.
I think that's it.
Well, Auri, is you gonna take us on out of here?
Oh, y'all want me to do it?
I mean, Quan the bar, but
I did it last time.
Bombarded.
There you go.
Oh, he snatched it really good. Thank you guys for listening to the Perfect People podcast. We appreciate you for all of the listens, all of the likes, all of the shares. And we want y'all to have a good day, night, whatever time y'all listening to it. We thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
We're out of here.
Bye, y'all.